Welcome to Team Zoom, you guys. We do these every single Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm super excited because usually I have a guest on, and really, really, really last minute, I was like, hey, Brittany, would you want to be on my Zoom tonight? And she was like, actually, I can. I'm like, what? Are you serious? So she's the best. And you guys, what's really cool is every Sunday when we do these, it's like a mini training. It's like a really fun mini training where you get to get, tips and tricks from other leaders that are, Brittany's a presidential, so that's super exciting. And congrats on that. I think,
Thank
like
you
it
so
just,
much.
yes, dude. And I sat next to her like the entire conference. So I'm pretty geeked to hear more from you, not just
Yeah,
sitting right next to you in a chair. So
I know.
I'm excited. And you guys, she's Katie's like one of my besties. Okay. So she's one of Katie Bevington's girls. So it's about to be fire. Okay.
Yeah, Katie's
So,
my best friend, so we're like connected that way.
yeah, didn't you guys go to school together?
We did, but we didn't like each other because we thought each other were, yeah, not good towards one another. But she was 2 years younger than me, and we just had mutual friends. And it's so funny that just 2 years after graduating, we were brought back together. It's crazy how it works.
It like that's because how old are you again?
I'm 25.
Yeah, okay, younger than me, which is so crazy. You seem just way more mature. I don't know, you seem more mature.
I've always
But
been.
yeah, yeah,
I thought
that's
it
how
was a
I,
bad thing in high school, but it's benefiting me now because I'm
yeah,
making more than all of them combined. So,
yep, it works out now. Yeah.
yeah,
And I remember her saying that. And it's so funny because you guys didn't even like each other, and now you're her presidential diamond on her team. That's like insane. So
yeah, it's crazy.
that is nuts. And you have two kids, right?
I do. I have. Do you want me to tell my story? Do you want me to
So
just
yeah,
go?
so let's just
Okay.
jump into it. So tell us who you are, obviously, Brittany, and then what rank you are, how long you've been in, and then can you just tell us where you come from? Yeah, your story.
Sure. So, okay, my name's Brittany Cromwell. I can officially say this is my second time saying this on a Zoom. I'm so excited. Presidential Diamond with It Works. Woo! And I've been in the business 4 years in May. So, literally 2 more months and I've been in 4 years. So, I am just your normal girl. I like to party a lot in high school. I was always a C minus, D student, never interested in school. So, I felt like I was obligated to go to college, once I graduated, and I did, and I flunked, and it just wasn't for me. And I always thought for so long, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. But the truth is, like, I just wasn't interested. So I never knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I had so much to offer, and I wanted to make a ton of money. So I just started serving tables, trying to figure out my life, and I worked food and beverage forever. And then it wasn't until I got pregnant, and I did things totally backward. I fell in love, got pregnant, that I decided, like, oh crap, like it's time to get my plan together. So I started working at a hotel after I had Adeline, and I was working 40 hours a week. Michael was working 40 hours a week, but we were opposite schedules. So I was from 7 to 3 and he was from 2 to 10. So we literally never saw each other. We were on food stamps, Medicaid, government assistance of all and any kind. And it was just rough. I was at a point where I was like so stressed. I was always fighting with Michael. We had no money after bills. And, I never pictured my life being like that at the age of 20. I have a kid, I'm broke, no college experience. What am I going to do with my life? So that was when I, got a message from Katie, and we had reconnected, and we both had little girls. So that kind of brought us together. And she asked me to buy the wraps. And I don't know how many moms we have on here, but after you have a baby, your stomach does not look the same. Can I get an amen? And I just wanted the wraps. I never heard of It Works before. When she messaged me and told me what they did, I was like, I want them. But she told me the price and I couldn't afford them. So I was like, oh man, like story of my life. Everything I want, I can't afford. So she asked me this one question that obviously changed my life forever. And she was like, that's okay, but how would you like to use the products while making money? It's actually you get 2 boxes when you sign up as a distributor. And that was the promotion at the time. And I was like, I'll think about it. So I sat on it and I looked up every bad review, every good review. And it just came down to a bunch of whining people who didn't want to put in the work. And I was like, you know what? If these people can do it, they can make it work, then I can make it work. So I was determined to make it work. And I knew someone else can, then I can too. And that's when I sat on it for 2 days, you guys. And let me tell you, 2 days before those 2 days I signed up, I didn't know what the company was. And I was Katie's second distributor. I signed up. I pushed back my phone bill to get started. I didn't have $99. They didn't do $20 back then. Like No, it was $99 always. And that's when I just decided I have to learn. I had self-discipline. I figured it out on my own. I watched YouTube videos. I needed the money so bad. So I was willing to do the things to make it work around my busy schedule. And you know, my first month I made $80. My second month I made my goal of 200. And then I kind of sat there for a while because I didn't need it anymore. I was like thinking just, I need enough. I just need enough. I just need enough. I wasn't thinking I need enough and all of the rest that I can earn. You know, I was just closed-minded because I was so used to just paying it, just paying it, just paying it, and not saving. So my mindset wasn't right, you guys. So I sat there. And this is my biggest tip for the person on here is don't wait for the situation to happen where you need this business the most. Because I picked up my daughter from daycare one day and you know what? I cried the whole way home. And you know why? It's because I was told that she started talking and I wasn't there to see it or hear it or, you know, miss out on all those memories. And I will never forget that day where I drove home and I looked at Michael and he came home from work. I stayed up late because I usually fell asleep by the time he came home. And I said, I'm going to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. I'm going to make this work. And that was the decision that changed my life forever. I have goosebumps like right now thinking about it. And you know, I got my butt to work and I worked really hard. I stayed up late. And the next month, the month I went to conference, which was my 9th month in the business. Okay. So it literally took me, I think 7 months sitting in the business until that happened. And then I decided, okay, it's time. And that's when I really worked. I was only an executive at the time. And the month I went to conference, I went Ruby and Emerald the same month. And the next month I went Diamond. And we got a $20,000 bonus. And then Michael got his like 4,000 or 5,000 Emeralds and Ruby and stuff put together. And I just like fell in love. I fell in love with that feeling of like, oh my God, I found myself again. Oh my God, I have a purpose. Oh my God, I'm doing something that's benefiting me and my family. Like I felt like I was just in this space where I knew what I had to do. And I finally found my outlet and I found what I was made to do, which is people, have fun, make money. And like, that's the best part about this business, you guys, is literally like just everything. You know, you can't get this feeling anywhere else. So, you know, I sat there and I was like, okay, we're going to move back home to Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. And, you know, at that point we cut our food stamp card in half because I tripled my full-time income as a diamond. That's how amazing these bonuses are, you guys. Take advantage of them. We were making so much money. And then Michael had his job. So we were able to bring me home. I quit my job. I've been a full-time work from home mom for over 3 years now. And I've had every moment with my daughter, and we were lucky enough to afford to have a second. And, you know, that's the best thing about this business is not just the money. It's the time that you have that you realize was robbed from you without yourself even knowing it. Like, I can't even tell you guys, at the age of 20, I felt like my life was robbed from me. I was working for somebody else. I was, you know, missing holidays for somebody else. I was told when I can eat. I was told when I can go to the bathroom. I was literally depressed and upset with my life. I didn't expect for it to get there, but it was. And I felt like this business gave me my life back, my time back, my freedom. How many of you guys don't want to wake up in the morning? You just want to lay in bed. I can do that now. Like, I can sleep in and cook my eggs whenever the heck I want. Like, you know, that's what we can do. So I was able to be at home every single day. And then we just needed more money, y'all. We started to dream bigger. We wanted to buy a home. We were sick and tired of renting apartments and condos. We wanted to be in a home. So then we went double, and we were on cruises, and we were taking trips to New York, and we were paying off cards and just living our life the way we wanted to. But then we finally rented a home. We were in a home. Our daughter could play in the yard and not in the parking lot of an apartment complex. And that was the time when we said, okay, we went double. It's time to go triple. So we worked and we worked and we worked. And then 3 years in, we went triple. And my fiance was my double. And that's when we decided, like, hey, let's break our lease. We have enough money now for a down payment on a home. So here I am, 25 years old. We changed our life in 3 years. We bought a 6-bedroom home. We just bought a brand new car. We have close to $100,000 in the bank now. We're earning crazy checks that, you know, I used to make in a year. I'm making in a month now. And what the best part of this is I didn't get here because of me. I got here because of our team. And, you know, Kim got to where she is because of her team, because we're teaching our team and we're helping others make money. So it's such a rewarding thing that I can put my talents and my time and my work and effort and really get paid for what I'm worth, but show people and you guys on here that you can get paid for what you're worth. That is what it's about. The time, the freedom, and gaining your life back and loving what you do. And that's what It Works has done for me, is it's just changed my life, y'all. It's changed my life. And now I'm at a spot now in my business where my passion has grown into just helping other moms stay at home with their kids. So that's my, what kind of gets me going is wanting to make a difference out there, because I know how horrible it is to be in that spot where all you want to do is be with your babies. All you want to do is just, be there for them, but you don't know how. That's my purpose now, is to share that with other people. And the fact that you're on here tonight, are these all newbies, Kim? Kind of?
Half and half. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The fact that you're on here tonight, that's what it's about, is wanting to grow, wanting to learn, and doing that day in and day out. And you can get to wherever you want to be. But yeah, that's my story. We went from broke to now happy. And, we're so thankful for Katie just reaching out to us and asking that one question. So that's why it's important to ask, and always ask. You're not bothering people. You're doing them a favor.
And okay, I'm trying to keep my voice kind of down. This sucks. I will never take advantage of I thought I loved my office before, but I miss my office so much right now. Okay. So,
I need French doors.
I need to get out of that's why I was rushing around. That's why you saw my video turned off, because I was like, oh my God, I need to charge it. I need to go to the kitchen. So, okay. I love that a presidential diamond, number 91 income earner, came from old high school story where y'all didn't even really like each other. How crazy is that, you guys? So
I know.
Don't be afraid to ask, right? Don't be afraid to ask. And what I heard from all of that is that one day you just decided, to just stop the life you were living. You were like, I'm over it, and I see that I can do more, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And that's basically what I did. And the other thing that I took away that I loved was you talked about, I remember when I hit double diamond, I was like, I'm straight. This income is pretty cool. Okay, this is good income. Because I'd never made over $1,600 at a job in a month.
Yeah,
and so I was
me neither.
Yeah. So I was like, this is great. This is great. And then I started to realize that no, you need a savings. I want to be able to actually retire because of this business. At the age of 40, I want to be like, bro, my savings looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And I want that. And so I love that this business is focused on the long term. The short term, you can have short term success, but it's focused on the long term. And my paychecks weren't beautiful in the beginning. The first couple months, I'm like, really? And then it started to really I'm like, oh my gosh, what is even happening? So I love your whole story. I've never really heard it. So I love getting to know you besides just sitting next to you in a seat. So and hearing about you. Katie talks about you and she loves you. So I'm like, I'm going to ask her. Yeah, she better, right? I'm like, I'm going to ask her really last minute to be on my Zoom. So now we're all wondering, and I'm going to say this real quick. If you have any specific questions for Brittany, please post them in the chat right now so that we can kind of answer them as we go. But Brittany, you're 25. I know we've got people on here older than 25 that are really this is crap. I know, because I saw it in the comments, this one girl's like, you're making me feel old. So I know that people are like, wow, the success you've had at age 25, and it started, 4 years ago or something like that. And you guys, I love that she wasn't an overnight success. She didn't go presidential in 6 months. She went presidential and she's been in for 4 years. I think that's way more relatable. Especially for me. I've been in for 5 years. I'm going for presidential. That is exciting to me that you stuck to it. You continued to run and you were like, it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It's coming.
Yeah. I mean, if you're always looking for instant satisfaction, you're always going to be looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that, if you want to be able to make what you're worth, you got to put in work. You got to prove yourself, prove it to yourself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't worried on right now, just because I just knew that, you know, that's not possible for it to happen all right now. So I think if you go into this with an open mind and like just really trust your upline and trust the people who have been who are where you want to be, you're going into this with more of like a higher expectation. Now that doesn't mean like, oh, it's going to take a while for me to make money and like kind of slack off, because it's going to happen. But like, know that it's going to happen when you put your best effort in and day out. And, you know, some days weren't my best. Trust me, they really weren't. But I didn't go to sleep until I grew in some way, shape, or form. And that's important.
I love the way you just put that, because it isn't instant gratification, but you're working every single day. Like you're going to be double, you're going to be triple, you're going to be presidential that very next day. And that's when I literally focus on, okay, when I'm 50 and 60, I want to be able to say that, like, man, I mean, I want to be Melody McFarland. I want to be Pam Souter. Like, I want to have made such a dent in this industry that people are like, thank God she didn't give up. Because of her, I'm still kicking it. Like, you know, she wasn't an overnight success either. Because like Brittany,
I'm trying to do that by 30, girl.
Okay. Yeah. 35. Okay, we'll say 35.
Yeah.
And when I think about where I'll be at age 35, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so amazing. Like,
I mean, if we can do this in 3-4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
it's stupid.
Imagine 10.
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to know. I mean, I do want to know where I'm going to be at in the next 5 years, because that will make 10 years. And I'm just like mind blown, because I can't even imagine. But, you know, so now we're all wondering, and I'm going to get to these questions in a second. So did you build primarily on Instagram as well?
You know,
tell us.
You build on what you focus on.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you're awesome at Facebook, stick to Facebook, but try to get better at Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I was all Facebook in the beginning. Like, I got to Diamond, but once I got to Diamond, I didn't get to double until I got on Instagram. And I actually got Katie on Instagram. She's like, I hate Instagram. I don't want to touch it. Like, even as a double, she was like, no Instagram. And I'm like, no, like you got to get on Instagram. So I showed her everything that was working for me. And so I kind of flip-flop. I post on both. But I have my Instagram stories linked to my Facebook stories. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. Mm-hmm. And I post more on Facebook, but my stories, I'm up all day. And then on my Instagram is usually once every other day, once a day kind of thing. I focus on quality versus quantity. And I think that's very important, because I would rather post a post that took me 25 minutes to write versus just throwing some crap up there because I think and know I have to post it. I have days where I don't have stuff to post, so I don't post it. Mm-hmm. I just find Instagram stories, if you're using it constantly all throughout your day, that actually, I always get 2,000 plus views on my Instagram stories, and they're growing higher, and I feel like that's more effective. People want to see that versus just like a post sometimes. So I try to focus on my stories, because that's what gets me customers and distributors the most versus posting. So I feel like I said, what you focus on is going to grow. Mm-hmm. And if you can't do all three at once, don't focus on one and then implement something else until you get to a point where you're like, I know what I'm doing. So I just kind of flip-flop.
Yeah. So that's actually what I do. And I was just telling my team today, we did like a team get together today. And I said, I'm like, I only have to post once or twice on Instagram and Facebook because they're good, authentic, thought out posts. And then everything else is Instagram and Facebook stories. Now I am like Facebook, but I am learning Instagram. And even Cami Pentecost says, dive into what you know best and then spend like 10% growing somewhere else. So for me, that 10%, 10% for me is Instagram. And I am getting it. And it's so exciting learning that new thing, because this is an ever growing thing, this business. So like grow with the times, and that's fun, but stick to what works. Yes. Stick to what you know works. So I'm going to ask a couple questions. So let's see. How did you keep going? Okay, this is a good one. How did you keep going when you were told no? How is that not, defeating for you?
I just kind of laugh at them. I got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I got told no. Like, I was at a point like that in the beginning, but I heard go for the nose, keep going, keep going. So as hard as it was, I kept going. And then I started to find yeses, because the more no's you get, the more yeses you're going to get. But, my confidence grew in this business. And that's what's going to get you to get through that, is you have to have, such a huge belief that if Kim and I can get there, or whoever you look up to can get there, then you can. So it starts with believing in yourself and having a why that's so strong that you're willing to go through the mud to get there. You're willing to lose sleep to get there. You're willing to get through people making fun of you or posting a status about you to get there. Or maybe a friend who says, I don't want to hang out anymore because your posts are annoying. Something like that. Like, it takes going through that, because your why is so important. Okay. Sometimes. So any no I got, I just brushed it off, because my confidence was growing. I had a confidence so strong because I wanted to stay home with Adeline so bad. I wasn't going to let some Joe Schmo on Facebook ruin, my dream. So, that's why I pushed through, is because my confidence grew, and because I grew, I got more success. It just takes being a tough skinned person, I feel like, and knowing like, hey, we went through no's too, and here we are. You can get through no's too and get to where you want to be. And, I feel like I got to a point where I started laughing at them, because they're missing out on something so special. But because of how close-minded they are, they're going to stay right where they are. And I just, like, anytime someone says, no, I'm too busy, I don't want to do that. Or, no, I have better things to do. Like, I don't ever get that, but I'm sure some people think that. I just kind of laugh about it. But I'll pray for them and hope that they find something that does help them, because the same people that say that are the ones in the worst situations. It doesn't make sense to me why people say no to something when it's the answer to what they need. But it's your job to keep going and pushing through to see who needs this right now. It's just a numbers game. So keep asking more people, keep doing you, and keep showing them why they should be a part of this. And sometimes it just takes watching and seeing you lose weight, seeing you grow out your hair to the length they want it, or seeing you pay off debt when they're still in debt. Like, sometimes they just have to see that. So you keep doing you, you find the people that need this right now, and laugh about it. Like, kick it off your shoulders, whatever you got to do, and know you're going places. And that's why confidence and belief in yourself is so important.
Yep. You answer these questions like so well. I mean, that, like, you answer them so well. And what's funny about what's so funny about her asking that is the girl who asked that question literally got started and quit a week later, and then got back on the bandwagon and went Emerald last month. So
good for you. What the heck?
Right.
That's
so like, right. So I'm like, oh, she cracks me up. Like, you can't let the no's, until those no's pay your bills, like, keep going until you get those yeses. It doesn't even matter. So, it's a numbers game. Truly. It's a numbers game. So
it really is.
That was so good. So, I do have a question for you. Someone was asking me this earlier today, Jenna, and I was like, we're going to ask Brittany, because she's going to have a good answer. So I love posting, and I treat my post, like it's a blog, kind of. I share, my past, present, future. That's my general rule, like past, present, future. So how do you make good, authentic posts where people are like, I want to follow this? It's not a Google stock image. It's not like a scripty wording, it's like a good, authentic. Yeah. So like, how would you describe how to do, branding, attraction marketing? That's what it all is. That's what it all boils down to. But what would you consider a good post, and like, what's a great example of that?
So I think that, if you think of someone walking into a bookstore and they're going to get a magazine because they want to read something, which one are they going to choose? The one with ads or like dull photos and looks like a plant or something? Or are they going to get the one of the girls like, super excited, wearing cute clothes, feeling like they're just in love with themselves? Like, they're going to pick up one that catches their eye, where people look happy, where something's going on that they want to be a part of, or somebody's doing something. So I have so many tips on this. So basically, your photos have to be good. Like, if you would not put that as your profile picture, don't post it. Make sure that you are just showing up as the best version of you possible. And that doesn't mean you got to be all glitz and glam. I mean, Jade Hooper's number 3, and she's certainly, I love you, Jade, I'm sorry, but you are not, looking your best all the time, just like I'm not looking my best all the time. But you know what? She is looking the best because she's being herself. So make sure that you're being yourself. And if that's you in pajamas all day, then embrace it. If that's you breastfeeding all day, then embrace it. If that's you looking like a hot mess like me, embrace it. I look like a hot mess all the time, and I always talk about it. And it's so funny because I make it look fun. I make it look like it's the best thing in the world because I'm at home with my kids, right? So your photos have to be something that's going to captivate people and bring them in. So if you're taking selfies all the time, switch it up. Do something with your kids. Have your husband take the photo. Invest in like a $20 Amazon tripod. So always do different things. And like Kim said, blog about your life. And a lot of people think, oh, I'm not doing anything. I'm just cleaning. Cool. Make a cute cleaning post. Get your kids in it. Take a picture with the broom and you guys sweeping up, or a boomerang or something. Think outside the box. And I know this is like maybe not making sense for some of you guys, but what you do, I don't even care if it's cooking a bag of popcorn. I make that look interesting. Like, you got to blog about your day in a way where people really care, because they do. Like, think that people care about these things. Because usually, like, if I'm going to the grocery store, you would think, oh, that's not something to talk about. But for me, it is, because it's just like we always are having fun. We're always like zooming down the carts in the hallway or in the aisles, or we're, picking out a new bread, and maybe I'll make a poll about which bread is better or something like, or, just, I'm so creative and out of the box with my posts, because creative wins. Like, the more creative you are with this, the better you're going to be in the business, I personally think, because you're original. And it's all about being original, sticking out, and, being unapologetically you. So I find that making my posts interesting, I want to include me. I am my brand. So the more that I'm in photos, the more that, people I just added in Oregon today, are going to know me and trust me. And people sign with people they know, like, and trust. So the more you're in your photos, the more you show up as you, and, whatever it is you like doing, talk about it. Like, I drop F-bombs, and I unapologetically an F-bomb dropper. And I put that on my page. Like, I don't say it. I kind of put a star, but you know what I mean? I don't want to offend people, but it's who I am. And that's, I feel like, what, brings a lot of the rock stars to me, because they are like me. So I'm including my face. That's number 1. Always tell a story. So if you're cooking pizza, talk about why you're cooking pizza. Talk about, why you guys are at the park today. Talk about your day. I can just like bring up a post as an example if you want me to. It's hard for me to think of things off the top of my head, and I'm talking about.
No, that was like, yeah, do that, because I want to see an example. But that was
down the road.
No, that was all such good tips. And like, Sahara, just really quick side note, I want to steal your baby. I just want to steal your baby. Like, that's all I've been thinking of this whole time. I want to take your baby home and steal your baby. Okay. Like, so freaking cute. I can't stand it when I see little babies on my Zooms. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, like, when you make everything interesting, I want you to give us an example for sure. But yeah, when you make everything seem interesting, people follow that. So yes, you go, girl, whenever you're ready.
Let's find one. Hold on.
I know, like, and it's like having a good, clear picture, like when I took a picture of my Hot Mess Express new coffee mug, and I edited it, made it look a little crispy. People, it's a scroll stopper. That's what I call it. Like, it's a scroll stopper. People are like, what is this about?
Okay, so this was when we were going on a walk in the woods. So I just stopped and took a photo like this and talked about like promo codes and people joining my team and my story. But I was talking about the day we had walking in the park too, and how we're spending time together. I'm trying to find another one. Let's see. So here we go. This is me and our good friends. So we were at Petco. But we made it look interesting, just literally standing there and asking a stranger to take a photo of us, talking about our day And then I started talking about the business at the end because that's how we met them. Okay. So just little things like that. Like if you're going shopping, have someone take a photo of you guys. Like that's what I do, you know? So I always include me. I always tell a story. And then I like to also ask questions like who else has gone through something similar? Or, you know, the one that I posted today on my Facebook, I was talking about, this is the perfect example. So when I do have opportunities to take photos, like in the playroom, I stopped and took this photo in the playroom the other day of me and my kids. So just doing that face alone makes me look like I'm having a blast. I was really struggling with them that day. Okay, you guys, like 1-year-old and a 4-year-old is just crazy. So we took a ton of photos and I'm posting them throughout the week now. So anytime you do have an opportunity, take 5 different kinds of photos while you're there. So that way you can use them throughout the week. I said, trying to take a serious photo equals fail. We will consider this a candid, ha ha ha. Can you believe next month this girl would be 5? We are either doing a last minute surprise Disney trip or a birthday party. If you were 5, what would you want? We cannot decide. So I always end with questions as well. So let me recap. Me, story, good photo, and question at the end. So I love asking that because that gets people wanting to voice their opinion. It's just something as simple as what would you choose? Or how do you feel about this situation? What would you do? So I like to add those things in there because it gets them commenting. It got me 20 comments. And that's going to boost your algorithm. That's going to have you show up more on people's pages. And I think that's so important. And to get those 20 comments, I had to interact with other people. So like I have a list of people every single month. It's a hundreds list. I add 100 new people that I want to vibe with, that I feel like I really want to get to know. People that I always tell people, add people that are cooler than you. So that way you can't add the wrong kinds of people. If you add someone that's like cooler than you, you know that your friends list is full of quality people. Don't add anyone just to add them. So I have that hundreds list. I'm going down my list, 1 through 20. I'm doing tonight. I'm going to like 2 things, comment on 1. Tomorrow, 20 through 40, like 2 things, comment on 1. And I circulate on that all month. And the next month I do a new one. And that's how you get comments. That's how you get more people to follow you. That's how you get people reaching out to you. So getting people to engage on your post is huge. So just getting them to, comment will build that interaction. And sometimes when people comment, I'll message them and I'll respond back to their comment, but in a message. People remember that. You're probably like, oh my God, I'm messaging so many people, I can't remember them, but they're going to remember you and you're going to stand out so much more because you took that time to message them. So that's what I do. And then I always tell people, write your post like you're talking to your best friend. Write it like it's a story and not like, oh, I'm so excited. We went outside to play today. Oh, and I have 4 codes for $20 spots. Hit me up if you're interested. Like, it doesn't go together. Like, it's like 2 separate things. You got to make it flow. You know what I mean? So make it merge together. And I love the Oreo thing. So, like, start talking about what you're doing in this photo. Start talking about your day. Start putting funny things in there. If your kid spit up on the floor and then slipped in it or something, talk about it. People want to know that stuff. And so that's on top. And then in the middle, I talk about the product that I'm using today, or I'm talking about the business. That's the cream, okay? And then underneath, I end it with, and I can't wait until Saturday when we're going to have her birthday party, whatever. So that's what I love to do because people want to read about you. They want to read about your life. I feel like when we do a point, like blank, like in your face, this is a post about a product. This is a post about the business. People are less likely to read it. People are there to know about you. So when they start reading about you, they're almost forced to see that it works stuff over and over and over and over. And what I love to do is because I'm making a picture, putting a picture up about me, my family, it's a cute photo that is bright and vibrant. It's like people automatically like it. They like it, they like it, they like it, especially on Instagram. If I post a really cute photo of me and my family, I get 500 likes, no problem. That gives me an opportunity to swipe up and message all those people. And this is what I say. I say, hey girl, I noticed you've been liking some of my photos lately about what I do. I'm not sure if you're just liking it for the support and because it's cute, or if you read it and wanted more info on what I do. I'm not sure if you can use the extra money or not right now, but your photos are incredible and I just love your vibe. Something like that. That is awesome because they're like, oh my gosh, I just liked it because it's cute, but thank you so much. What do you do? And that's allowing me to go further. Or they're like, I've heard about it, but I want more info. How does it work? And that's how I get 50% of my distributors is reaching out, and 50% of the other ones come to me and my polls. So I feel like pictures go a long way. Telling a story goes a long way. You need to find like 5 different things you want to talk about. Family, products, business. Maybe you like to horseback ride, and then you like to color or something. I don't know. I'm like, my hobby is my business and my kids. That's it.
God and Will Ferrell. Yeah. God, Will Ferrell, makeup, Panera. Yes.
So you find 5 things that you want to post about and circulate it and just repeat. And people want to know about you. They want to learn something, or they want to voice their opinion. So give them an outlet for that each time you post. So that's my tip.
Yeah, like we were just talking about that today at like our little mini training. I'm like, get an umbrella, put 5 things under that umbrella, and only post about those 5 things. Not your baby daddy, not your baby mama, not your drama, not your finances, not your blah, blah, blah. Like nothing negative, no politics. So find 5 things that represent you pretty accurately and keep it within that bubble. So for me, exactly, like it's my business, the products, God, Will Ferrell, like Panera, makeup. Those are my things. Those are my things. And people know that about me. They know that about me. So
exactly.
That is so good. And it's like, it becomes, you could do 1 or 2 posts a day and keep it just at that if you're posting authentically and taking the time to be thoughtful. So that is so good. And Jenna, like I will say that how people follow me back on Instagram, because I'm private, and I do get follow backs based on your bio and your profile picture. If you got a cool bio and a good profile picture, people are more likely to follow you back, even though you're private. So that's a good one. Good question. And then, so Paige wants to know, Brittany, real quick, how do you find those 100 people that you say you like 2 things, comment on 1 thing? How do you find those 100 people?
So I send out friend requests, and then as they accept it, like once a week, I'll kind of go through who accepted my friend request. I try to do it as they accept it, and then I'll go ahead on my iPad is where I like keep everything, and I'll write down their name. And this allows me to do that like instantaneously when I can. I've been bad with keeping up with it, but I like to look at their profile after they accept it is basically what I was trying to say. And I decide right then and there if I want to keep them off my hundreds list or add them, because you can't really tell a whole lot by their profile until they accept you sometimes. So I like to like look at it after they accept me, and that's when I decide, okay, like this girl is pretty cool, I'll write her name down. If not, I don't delete her, I just keep her there, because sometimes they'll just follow me,
That's good. Yep. And I'm like the most unorganized person, so appreciate that advice. Very, very unorganized.
I screenshot it. That's what's helped me. I screenshot it. And then at the end of the night, I go through and I look at all my screenshots, like my new PLCs, my new PDTs, and I'll go ahead and write them down. So that's
good.
Helped me. Yeah.
I like that a lot. And you guys, like, she has 2 kids. She's not like this 25-year-old like chilling, like got all this time on her hands. That's what I love the most is that like, you're not Cheyenne Knox. Like she's got this time. I'm like, girl, you got all the time in the world. But love her. But yeah, like you have 2 kids. You're busy and you're still getting it done and you're still going presidential. You're still number 91 income earner. If that's what I read, I think that's what I read in your Facebook.
Yeah.
Like,
I got on my wall.
Yeah, there it is. So it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy to me. And I love all of your tips. So I love that you're like Instagram, Facebook, you're both. And it just, when you keep it that simple, so you post authentic, good posts with good pictures. You ask people to stop and take your picture. That's totally me. I will totally ask somebody like, hey, I'm wearing a cute outfit today. I need you to get a good picture. Thank you so much. Yeah. Like, thank you. Like, thank you so much. So you post, you message, you follow up, and you grow your network. Period. Like that's the general rule, you guys. That's what we always go over. So especially, she is doing this primarily social media. So post, message, follow up, grow your network. If you continue to do those 4 things, you can go all the way to the top. And she's not working her business 10 hours a day. I mean, there probably have been some days, but like, I love that you can do this. Yeah. Last month. I love that you can do this business when you're able to do this business. And it is putting in the grind time. It is having that hustle, but you get to choose when you're doing it, and it's fun. It's fun work. Like, I love what I do. I love what I do. So is there any like last minute, I mean, we've got people on our team this month going for Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, that $10,000 bonus. So that's all the questions I pretty much had. But do you have any like last minute tips for everybody that's going for that $10,000 bonus and just running? Because we have a lot of days left of the month.
If anyone else has any other questions, feel free to ask them now. So my advice is just keep your head down and look at what you got to do and just do it. Like, because at the end of the day, like, let's be honest, Diamond is hard, but you can do it by your own self. Like, you have a team working, and for me, it wasn't until I went Diamond that it unlocked so much more for me. And, you know, it's a team effort, yes, but if you're 2,000, you know, volume away and it's a week away, like, that's your responsibility. So I would say, you know, the ones who want it the most are the ones that are going to do it, and let that be you. Don't wait until the very end of the week of the last day of the month and say, I could have done more. I wish I did more. I wish I didn't feel defeated and let it get to me, you know, because you can't do that every time you have a promotion. You have to make a change at some point if you want to get where you're heading. So for me, during promotion month, I just am so detailed. I know exactly what I need, where I need it, and I make sure I get with everyone and make sure they know exactly what they need. So that's important. The next thing is helping your team. So if you're going Ruby, you should be doing power hours. You should be doing, you know, sharing tips in your team chat. Every time someone signs a customer in our chat, we share a tip. I get that person to share a tip and how they did it. Teach your team. If you're somebody who feels like nobody is working or like you're doing all the work, teach them, but don't drag them. And in fact, be your rock star and go find someone else who's going to help you get there. I'm so huge on helping my team, but I'm also huge on enrolling more, because sometimes what you have there is not going to get you to where you want to be. So you got to make sure that you have your butt covered at all times. It's always got to be one more. Your mindset has got to be one more. So if you sign a distributor tonight, awesome, go get one more. If you sign a customer, awesome, go get one more. And I've pushed that onto my team. We don't have limits. We don't have, you know, I guess like a cap on how much we can enroll. We just always know that our job is to enroll, so we don't stop. We just enroll because that's what we do best. And I tell my team, you know, if you can sign one customer, you can sign 30. Just look at what you're doing and how much you're doing it, and do what works, you guys. Make sure you're taking advantage of your time. You know, a lot of times during promotion month, like me last month, I get so overwhelmed. It's like I almost freeze and I don't know what to do. And then I feel like 2 days have gone by and I haven't gotten anything done. Like, don't do that. Like, don't make my mistake. I literally have to force myself and be like, Brittany, just go enroll a customer. And it's like, once you find that customer, you're like, okay, I know what I got to do again. It's like, you got to realign yourself and put yourself back on track. No matter how many times you fall off or you go left, put yourself back on that train track and keep moving forward. And we all fall off the tracks, you guys. We all have so many lows and downs, and you're going to be halfway in the month next week and you're going to say, I don't know if I can do it. But guess what? You can. It's just in your head, you know, and like how we say, you know, you're talking about how you can't sign a customer. Nope, that's all in your head. You know, just like you're saying, nope, you can't promote. That's all in your head. Because guess what? I said that last month too, and I still promoted because I realigned myself and I focused on forward. I didn't focus left or right. I made sure that, you know, my fiance was taking care of the kids. I made sure I had everything covered so that way for the rest of the month I could go hard in the paint and have no distractions. I give it my all, and because I'm giving it my all, my team's giving it all, and I'm excited. I'm pumping them up. I'm encouraging them. I'm letting them know I'm excited for them, and the energy is insane. And I've never seen a paycheck so high in my entire life. I made what I made. I made more than what I made in a year at my old full-time job in 1 month here. And because of that, it gets me excited because I know my team is experiencing the same thing. So you just got to get pumped up for your team, get pumped up for the money, get pumped up for just the success that's going to come your way, and that know that anything that happens this month doesn't matter, because once you promote, it's going to be the best feeling in the world. You're going to say it was all worth it. You're going to laugh at the moments when you doubted yourself, because you know you're so strong and you're so capable of so many other things that have happened in your life. Why can't you do this? So just get out of your head, stay focused, be excited, be the person you want on your team, go sign more. Don't rely on anybody but yourself, because at the end of the day, this is your promotion as well. So do what you have to do to earn it, and don't look back, because it's going to be worth it. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. That was good. Yeah, that was so good. Because at the end of the day, like, you have people drag their booties. You have people quit, but it doesn't matter, because you're staying the course. I always say that, like, you're staying the course. So it really doesn't matter. And exactly, as long as you're recruiting new every single month, your team's going to do the same, and they're following in your footsteps, and you're constantly going to have this new growth and this new volume, as long as you're continuously enrolling new. Like, that's for 5 years. I've enrolled new for 5 years. Like, you have to. And so that was really good. That ending was so good. And exactly, keep focused, put your head down, and know that you can do it no matter who else is doing it with you. You've got this. So that was really, really, really good.
Let me say goodnight to my daughter. Hold on one
No,
second.
you're good. I'm pretty, yep. Welcome to mom life. Welcome to mom life.
Love you. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Oh my God. Don't be sorry. Yeah, that was so good. Thank you, Brittany. We appreciate you just for being on, especially last minute. And it was so good. All the tips were fire. And I love that you are basically Katie Bevington, but not so, like, you're basically Katie, just not so woo. Like,
no, I appreciate that so much, because she still teases me for being so yellow, but I think I'm the perfect balance of yellow and red. So I consider myself an orange. It's a new color.
100%. You are like,
I'm going to tell her you said that, because she's going to hate it, but I love it. Dude, I strive to be more like her, and she tries to be more like me, but I think I'm winning, because she's not.
I think I'm winning. No, she's like my favorite. I love her because she's like, get out there, get it done, like, blah, blah, blah. But you're just the same. You're just not yelling at us. Like, you're just not yelling. Yeah, you're just not yelling. And I like both of those things. I like the yelling and I like the not, as long as it's fire. So
funny. I was at my mom's house the other day. I just have to share this. And we were on the train with Katie, and she was like, do they really talk to you that way? And I was like, Mom, that's Katie. I'm like, it comes from love, Mom.
Yes, dude. She screams at me through her voice messages, and I love it. I love her. Fire gets me, like, pumped up. She's energetic. Yeah. She's amazing. But, dude, this is so good. Like, we're so thankful for your tips. Congratulations on presidential. I'm so proud and happy for you. I was like, I just sat next to her. What do you mean she was more presidential? She was just triple. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that you were even.
I didn't tell you.
No. I'm like, I had no idea she was even, like, close. Okay, cool.
Yes. I'm like, I think 15 away from ambassador now.
Wow.
I'm ready.
Wow. The way I look at it, dude, I'm so, like, that's so exciting. And the way I look at it is, you guys, if she can go presidential, that's a triple, a double, and a diamond now, because of that new charting. So exciting. Triple, double, diamond. If she can do a triple, double, diamond, you can build yourself to diamond. You can do that. Like, you can do that. Like, she just did presidential. You can do diamond.
Let me share something real quick.
Yes.
So this is for the person that thinks they're too far away, okay? Let me tell you. Okay, so I went to a conference as a Ruby and an Emerald, right? Or I left I'm sorry, I'm not good at night. I went to conference and I left. I need coffee at night too, and I did.
Yeah.
I went to conference as an executive, and y'all know I went Ruby and Emerald, right? I remember leaving conference, getting home and looking at my chart and being like, oh, shoot. And I remember distinctly the number 17, and I circled how many DTs I needed. So obviously I only had 8 people on my chart, because, you know, it used to be 24 you needed for diamond.
Yeah.
So I just remember seeing that number, and that meant how many distributors I needed. And I filled that 17 and got to diamond within 30 days of needing that 17. So,
wow.
It's because I decided to.
Yeah. You just went for it. Yeah. Wow.
And what I was doing when I noticed, hey, this isn't working, I said, okay, let me fix it. I said, okay, this isn't working. Let me fix it. This is working. Do more of that. And then I just taught my team how to do that, you guys. I think that's really important, because if you're ready to go and someone's like, I'm ready to go, I'm running, I'm doing what Brittany's going to say, but what you're doing already isn't working, you need to fix that first. Like, I'm sure Kim doesn't mind, like reach out to her and say, hey, what I'm doing hasn't been working. How can I fix it? Because I'm ready to go. And I'm sure your upline or whoever's in between her, whatever, is going to help you. I think that's important because that's a huge problem I see is like people are ready to go, but they don't know what they're doing. You got to figure it out. Like you have to sign a customer first, sign a DT, and then do that times 30. And that's what's going to get you there. It's just trial and error, but you got to find the right system for you. It's all about having a system. And you guys, like once you figure it out, it's the best feeling in the world. You have to just figure it out. And it's a skill. You know, I am no one special. And, you know, a lot of people in this business, no one's special. And, you know, it's just, we just learned it. We just figured it out.
Yep. Man, that was like so good. And I was just going to say, not in those words because I didn't want to say Brittany's no one special, but like, you know what I'm saying? Brittany and me, we're not anybody like, God wasn't like, hey, y'all are going to be like, you're going to be it with It Works. Like, this is it. Like, I mean, yeah, God believed in me. Anyway, y'all get my point. We weren't sent down to this earth to be like these crazy, awesome recruiters, network marketing. No, like we just learned the skill and we just went at it. And exactly, like, I don't know if it's because your tips are so simple that I'm falling so in love, but exactly, you figure out what works and then you just like do that again. And then you just do that again. And then you just do that again. Like, it's that simple. If you find something, just do it again and again and again and again. So I love your tips because they're simple, but they're motivating, they're fire. So I know y'all can get it done. Everybody on the Zoom, y'all can get it done. So I'm just excited to run. I know that at 10 o'clock, pretty soon here, Mark Pentecost starts his family call on his Facebook page. Yes. So make sure you don't miss that. It's always fire. It's always good. And it's live on Facebook, so it's super easy to plug into. And then that's pretty much it, you guys. We do these every single Sunday, so make sure you're plugging your team into these. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's my leaders, and sometimes it's people not on my team like Brittany. So they're always fire. But we appreciate you so much, girl, for being on last minute.
Thank you. I love doing these for people, and you know what? I believe in good karma. So whenever I need someone last minute, I'm coming to you, right?
We can always swap. Oh yes. Don't ever expect me to ask you if you don't think I won't do one for you. I would love to. So I love sure it fires me up. They all fire me up. So this was good. I appreciate it. I'll get you the recording as soon as it's uploaded.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks guys. Have a good night. Bye, Brittany.
Bye.
Bye guys.